All right, tonight we are going to go over a patient tie-in. So for time's sake, we have our patient all set with some good padding on the bottom of the litter, and we also have a harness here. We're going to go ahead and start with the feet and get a tie-in, and I can talk you through it. So we're going to come up here actually through the bottom loop of the harness if you have an extra piece here, rather than just going through the center piece, just an added security. So pass that through here. Make sure that's secure. Divide these up. And actually over here on this post, we are going to do a round turn with a single half hitch. So that way we are tying down and locking that system off. And we are going to actually come around.
You can do the other one first. Actually, do this other half.
Oh, sure. Come down here and do the...
That way we're keeping the patient top in there to keep him from sliding up, actually.
Okay, so those are all secured here. I'm gonna make a pass around both feet, over here, and then up above this post. And then I'm gonna finish over here. The tie-off is going to be a clove hitch. Here, and the advantage of having a clove hitch here is you can kind of give a pull and ratchet that down, and then another half hitch here. And then we're going to come back through for the second piece of the feet. Come underneath the webbing here, and then back up through, and then finish again with a clove hitch. It can be kind of tricky on the posts, depending on what angle you take.
And then the reason we put it above a post is so that the tie-off doesn't slide down further and loosen. So that's why Jeremy's taken time to get it above the post, even though with this litter it's a little bit awkward.
And again, we can, with a clove hitch, we can kind of ratchet that down. And then finish with a half hitch here. Okay. Now for the second piece, we will grab our second bit of webbing. And again, we'll run it through the top of this harness and not just through the loop if we can. This top piece, we'll do our best to make sure that these are perfectly in the middle of your webbing. And when you tie your loops here, you want to keep these at as much the same length as you can. So I'll tie one here.
And in general, I think tying those loops, like Jeremy's done, 4 to 6 inches above the belt there, the waist of the patient is probably a good distance.
And the reason being, it's a good distance because.
Oh, and to be able to give you two things: leverage to keep the patient tied in, and then having enough webbing left to be able to tie tie it in at the top of the litter.
So those are, I feel really good with those. Those are about the same length right here. So what we're gonna do with each side of here, we're gonna come through underneath and come out the side, and then do the same thing over here. Underneath the shoulder, across the back, and come up this side. So now we're gonna run each one of these pieces of webbing through our loops here. And actually, I'm going to tie this off, and the reason being that when I tie down up through here on the top, when I tie off with a clove hitch, sometimes this becomes loose, and rather than just pulling on the chest piece, you're pulling on the crotch area where you're connected in through your harness. So I'm actually going to do just a quick half hitch right here as I get this solid. And I'll do that on both sides quickly. How does that feel? Tight-wise?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, so now those are secured. We're actually going to move up here and finalize and tie off on both sides up above this post with another clove hitch. And then a half hitch on top of that. Oh, yeah. Oh. I got it. Have a lot there. Get a little funky with the double bars there. We'll work around them. Try to tighten that up. Ratchet that down as much as possible. Okay. And there we have our completed tie-in with clove hitches on the top, on the tie-ins. On the vertical bars, we've got our round turns with our half hitches to secure that off around the feet, through the bottom, around the bottom, through the middle, and we're all set.